Longfellow is one of America's greatest poets. His poems are full of environmental beauty and emotion. He mastered the techniques of the ancient Greeks.
Longfellow was one of 5 fireside poets. His great poems can be understood by people of all ages. Longfellow masterfully created some of the most beautiful poems, translated other famous works, and spoke 7 different languages. He was one of the greatest men of his time, and certainly relevant today.
If you want to know more about Longfellow, this documentary is for you. It will give you answers about his life and works.
Henry Wadsworth Longfellow is considered to be the greatest American 19th century poet. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow was born in 1807 in Portland, Maine.
Longfellow was the second oldest in a family of 8. Early on, Longfellow had a thirst for knowledge.
When Longfellow was 5, his parents sent him to the Portland Academy, a private school, where Longfellow's brother was also enrolled. In 1822, Longfellow and his brother went to Bowdoin College, where Longfellow's father was a trustee.
Longfellow attended college with Nathaniel Hawthorne. After graduating, Longfellow went to Europe to study European languages. This trip lasted 3 years and he mastered 7 languages.
After returning from Europe, Longfellow taught French, Spanish, and Italian at Bowdoin College.
Soon Longfellow married Mary Potter, a childhood friend from Portland, Maine.
In 1834, Longfellow published 6 foreign language textbooks and accepted a position at Harvard. Before Longfellow went to Harvard, he traveled to Europe to improve his skills. This trip laid heavy on his heart because Mary Potter died of a miscarriage. Longfellow created some of America's most loved poems when he returned from Europe for the second time. These poems include Hiawatha, Evangeline, and The Rite of Paul Revere.
Longfellow grieved for Mary Longfellow for a while. Then he met Fanny Appleton of Boston, would be his second wife. After months of wooing, they married.
Longfellow had 3 children with Fanny. Only infant Fanny did not survive till adulthood. Tragedy struck Longfellow when Fanny died. Her dress was caught on fire when she was sealing the locks of her children's hair into envelopes with wax. Longfellow tried to save her but failed. He grew a beard to cover the wounds he received when attempting to save his wife. After the death of his wife, Longfellow slowed down in writing original poetry. He translated Dante's Divine Comedy at this time. His 70th birthday was a national celebration. He received the chair with a brass plate on it. It said,
"To the author of the village blacksmith, this chair made from the wood of the spreading chestnut tree is presented as an expression of grateful regard and veneration by the children of Cambridge, who with their friends join in the best wishes and congratulations on this anniversary."
His death 3 years later was a national day of mourning. Evangeline was published in 1847. It is an epic poem of love, loss, and devotion.
Evangeline was inspired by Nathaniel Hawthorne,
who thought it would be a great idea, and Longfellow agreed. Evangeline was written in dactylic hexameter, the method ancient Greeks used. Evangeline is about Acadians who were deported from Grand Prix by the wrong-minded English. The epic poem starts with the following paragraph.
"This is the forest primeval, the murmuring pines and the hemlocks, bearded with moss, and in garments green, indistinct in the twilight, stand like druids of old, with voices sad and prophetic, stand like harpers hoar, with beards that rest on their bosoms. Loud from its rocky caverns, the deep voice
Evangeline is an artful story.
An amazing story. The scenery was beautiful, and the verse well planned. I enjoyed every chapter. The Song of Hiawatha is an epic poem with an Indian hero.
The Song of Hiawatha was published in 1855. It is based on Ojibwe tradition, and from the writings of Henry Rowe Schoolcraft.
The Song of Hiawatha is an exciting dance around the fire. The Song of Hiawatha comes alive by Longfellow's clever use of imagery. The Song of Hiawatha uses words from various Indian languages, mainly Ojibwe, and a few from the Dakota, Cree, and Onondaga languages. The Song of Hiawatha is easy enough for children to understand. It also contains information that only adults would know.
Longfellow is one of America's greatest poets. He was an intelligent man whose poetry flew off the page with lively imagery. Everyone should experience reading one of his poems because they are meaningful and profitable for anyone's development.
Longfellow may have lived long ago, but his poems are still read today and forever.